Hey everyone, Kevin here. You may remember back on January 6, 2023, that teacher Abigail Zwerner was shot in the hand and chest by a 6-year-old student in Newport News, Virginia. Thankfully, she wasn't killed, but it called into focus once again the lack of safety teachers feel in the classroom. The student had the gun all day, and multiple teachers and students had repeatedly warned administrators about it, but to no avail. They ignored the warning, and Abigail was shot because of their inaction. Plus, everyone was aware that this student was violent at home and needed to be put into special education classes, but the parents refused. She has subsequently sued the school district for $40 million in damages. But here's the kicker that made me want to make this particular video. The school district is somehow claiming that being shot is part of a teacher's normal duties now, and so she fell under workers' compensation, which would thus make her lawsuit void. Now, thankfully, a judge just ruled against that ridiculous notion, and her lawsuit is finally able to move forward nearly a year after the incident, saying the danger of being shot by a student is not one that is peculiar or unique to the job of a first grade teacher in a class. And that judge is right. But I wanted to take a moment, though, if you'll indulge me, to discuss the school district's argument here, because I'm starting to see it echoed around the country. The idea that being shot is part of a teacher's job description. So let's dissect that for a minute. Since the Columbine Massacre in 1999, there has been the potential for school shootings on much larger scales. Yes. Teachers have to be aware of them. Yes. Teachers need to be trained on how to deal with them. Yes. And educators have to prepare students for them. Yes. But that doesn't mean that it is solely part of our job description either. Where does it say in any teaching contract that you should expect to get shot? I think you would be hard pressed to find one, and even if you could, that doesn't make it okay. Plus, we've all been there when we sent a student out of class and they came back 5 minutes later because administrators can't be bothered to do their damn jobs. Something Abigail said also happened at her school, going as far as to say students would brag about getting candy and being sent back to class after their violent misbehaviors. My argument here is that teachers should expect to get shot now due to the complete lack of administrator accountability in making schools the safe space they are supposed to be, not because it is a commonly accepted workplace hazard. We aren't police officers who know when they sign up that being shot is an unfortunate possibility of their line of work. No one would expect to say that doctors should expect to get shot because sometimes they treat injured violent criminals brought over from prison brawls. It is such a small part of their job, which is to treat patients. We acknowledge it for a travesty when it occurs, but never expect them to have to deal with that on a daily basis. Same as if you are in the wrong place at the wrong time when an armed robbery occurs at the store you're shopping at and you get caught in the crossfire. Why are teachers treated any different? Oh, yeah, I know why. Because we aren't valued anymore. We teach students, I mean, it's kind of in the job title. School shootings unfortunately happen, but that doesn't mean that we should start expecting teachers to put up with it. And we all know how much educators have to put up with these days in the first place. What we've done is create this lax environment where all the accountability is placed on teachers rather than on administrators. And I don't want to harp on this point, but it's a crux of what I'm trying to get at. This isn't an isolated problem. It speaks to the larger fundamental issues of our educational system and adds to the many reasons why teachers are leaving. We are seen as tools rather than human beings. There is no support for our needs. We coddle students instead of giving them actual consequences for their actions and misbehaviors. And most importantly, we sweep things under the rug and pretend like the problem doesn't exist, or shift blame and responsibility, like the Newport News School District is doing here by saying that this is a case for workers' comp rather than an example of their gross negligence and incompetence. Oh, important to note as well, Abigail is only 25 years old, and presumably within those first critical 5 years of her being in the classroom, where people really decide if they want to stay or not. Clearly, she resigned and left after the incident. But if this is how we treat our newest and youngest teachers, then let's just be honest. We're screwed. So few people are entering the profession these days, and seeing on the news that they should expect to get shot and that they will receive no support or, I don't know, hazard pay for doing so, if that was even true, then what hope do we have? We're setting the system up for the failure it already seems to be barreling toward at breakneck speed. This isn't in our job description, and stop trying to push the narrative that it is. I am pointing my finger at you, administrators and policymakers. Do your job. Protect us and make our schools safer. Stop trying to gaslight us into thinking that this is our responsibility or that we need to just put up with this new reality. We don't believe you and aren't going to do that anymore. Even judges are backing us up on this too, as can be seen with the case of Abigail Zwerner. So knock it off. But I think I should probably get off my soapbox for now. So, as always, I am here to help you escape this kind of toxic environment should you need assistance. See you next time.